Now, I would take us a little out of the sort of, Eugene, sort of middle Oregon area, and we'd have to go to Bend. Bend is also home to some amazing breweries. There are three that I would love to shout out. This is so funny, but I had to go to Bend because I had to go to my boneyard. Now, see, boneyard right now is not serving up any winters that are my favorites. So that's the only reason I did not mention them on my list of 8, but we would definitely hit up boneyard.
Now, how far has been from Eugene? Sorry.
No. Great question. It's not a quick drive. I want to say it's an hour and a half to 2, maybe a little.
That's not too bad. Okay.
It's a journey and a mountain you won't have to go around.
I feel like every drive in Oregon, regardless of the distance, is beautiful. It's like driving through a forest. You're driving through a park, I should say, or park.
It is, and you probably are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
McKenzie Brewing, like that is an example of what you're describing. I mean, you're riding up the McKenzie River. It is nothing. I mean, sadly, there was the wildfires. We had really bad wildfires here in 2020. We actually get them every summer, but 2020 was especially terrible, and it was pandemic time. But you can sadly see how much of those trees burned down. And I've never been brought to tears like I was coming back up the McKenzie after all of this and just seeing the devastation and all the homes that
wow.
And it's crazy, but yeah, these are, like you said, windy spaces surrounded by the enchanted forest.
Beautiful terrain out there.
It is gorgeous. Definitely would hit boneyards, would hit Deschutes. Deschutes is kind of similar to what you were describing with more mainstream spots, but Deschutes to me is another just classic, sort of really well-known Oregon beer.
I've hit Deschutes many times. I think Freshly Squeezed was one of the ones that I remember from Deschutes. That was like that. I feel like that was one of their staples, but they had a great location. I would always stay like in Portland. It would be, let me think. It's close to like, I feel like it's Pine Street. But it's like downtown. It was like a reclaimed building, that Embassy Suites. I always stay in Hilton, right? So, but the hotel was dope, but it was like really close to like a Voodoo Donuts was down there. So I was all about Voodoo. Like Deschutes was around the corner, walking distance, and Rogue was around the corner.
On my list too, Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue. I hit up like the museum. The museum was, I took a bird up to the museum.
Oh, nice. Look at you. You was tour. Oh, okay. We're going to do this. Yeah. We're going to do a live and in person, but Deschutes has a great Black Butte Porter, and their peanut butter obsidian stout is also another but when I have my winter mixer, there will always be, always Jubal Ale will be what will be like the sort of house beer. But their winter ale is such an easy drinking dark beer.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
It's not that
I'm willing to try it, man. Deschutes is easy.
Deschutes is easy, and just that whole festive winter ale is delicious. Mentioned Rogue. Rogue is another favorite. Oh my gosh. They have a hazelnut brown that actually, I think it's dedicated to a brewmaster who made it, and then they took the recipe from them. But it is another staple, really kind of light, not too heavy, really good brown, good dark beer. I love Wild Ride Brewing. I've never been there, but I do love their peanut butter, Nut Crusher peanut butter porter. I had to write that down. Yeah. So good. I've gotten into peanut butter flavors.
Yeah.
So that's been another favorite. And I would love to go check out the Crux Fermentation Project. It's not quite a brewery, but they're kind of Eugene, just Oregonian in this way. But they have this amazing Crux stout, and it's nitro. I love the nitro style.
Yeah.
So I could not shout them out at 7.7%.
Yeah. No, those nitros are just it's like they're soft and just that like fluffy. The ones that I've had, they're just so
so welcoming.
Yeah, they just feel velvety. You know what I mean? My experiences with that.
I love watching them settle.
Yeah.
Whole experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a dope list, man. I was trying to think of other ones that I've been to.
This is just the winter version.
Yeah. Oh, right. This is seasonal.
Winter, stout, seasonal.
That's right.
We're rolling back out of, these limited releases are drying up.
And that's the beautiful thing about them, man. It's nothing like an incentive to get out and mess with some good craft beer. And a lot of it is around like seasonal, like to your point. I think they've really done a good job with that and utilizing like what is growing during like a specific time of the season and being able to incorporate that into the beer. Yeah, it makes it dope.
It's like you said, though, I think this is the part of that sophistication, because even at the Brew Fest, when you're talking to the brewmasters about this release or what you do and don't like about it, they do tweak them. And, to the point of feedback and people, it's such a communal sport per se.
Yeah. Man, I wanted to ask you though, like, let me, so Rogue is something, I know that's on your list. Rogue is top shelf. It's something that's kind of like widely distributed. So a buddy of mine, like we talked about how you have these craft breweries that kind of blew up, kind of like Cigar City, they blew up, or Ninkasi or whatever you were talking. Yeah, Ninkasi, where they just get big. You know what I mean? They do good work. They get bigger. Maybe they get bought out. Maybe.
Well, I was going to say that's part of the drama here that I've learned. So some of the sort of snubbing of Hop Valley is due to that commercialization. But when you have a thing and a major bottling entity comes and wants to partner with you to take you national, and it's hard though, because then I think people feel left out of the movement. It's like, oh, you're too big now, or you're too commercial. But it does change you. You're not anymore the local watering hole.
Yeah. No, that same thing happened. My brother used to talk about that with Wicked Weed, and they're in Asheville, widely distributed now, but they got bought out. You know what I'm saying? The owners, they sold out or whatever. Like that's kind of how the beer community took it. You know, like, they sell out or did they sell in? It just depends on the perspective. My question is this, like, when you have those types of breweries, do you see them doing still like special releases that you can only get at, you know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like no matter how big they could get, and how wide their distribution is, they cast a big net. Like Rogue, I see Rogue in spots, in Nashville when I lived in Nashville, like they were all over the place, so my question is, and I feel like I've seen it, but I was going to say, have you seen that, like where you can go to Rogue and get like an exclusive taproom only release and they bottle it up? They're not distributing this. It's only available at the tap room. Do you see that like at breweries?
I want to say yes, but what I will do is investigate further, because I think that is part of the niche, right? Where you can only get this here, or if it's there's several other really great. And another location I would definitely take on the facilitated trip would be on the coast. They've got some awesome brewery, Pelican, all these great spots on the coast, beautiful views, and there are like, whether it's limited release or available here, or you can only get this here right now, but it is, they do have incentivize certain things.
Airplane mode, baby. So feels good to be home. Yeah. From no fetter to jet setter. From bad weather to
it's like, why wouldn't they do it? Like, a tap room only. We went to another one of the spots. I don't think it's that close. It's on the coast, but I think it's more northern than Eugene. We went out to like Tillamook area and hit up Degar. Man, if you get the chance, please go out there. They don't really have a wide distribution channel. What I mean? It's one of those where they pull you in, and they pulled me in all the way from Nashville. No, I didn't really know it. My brother knew about it. I guess they pulled him from Charlotte, but he was like, "Oh, yo, we got to go to Degard. We got to go out there." And man, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. We had a great trip.
The coldest in the league, and ain't nobody tight as us. The opposition got the loose screws. Tell them fools to tighten up, 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 tighten up. Get up out of your seat right now. Get up on your feet right now. Been waiting for this all week.
It's been too long since I've been in that area. I definitely love the West Coast. If you can't already tell.
I'm so happy to hear that. And I think it's important for us to make these spaces more accessible, to be in them. And I think, like you're saying, to spread the word.
Yeah. No, that's a big part of kind of what it is, because I feel like in so many like of these craft beer spaces, I just feel like it's curated for experiences. And that's not, I don't know, man. I feel like it gets lost in, on one hand, it could be a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, it's like, man, what happens if these people are genuinely, have genuinely been impacted by hip hop and they just like it? You know what I'm saying? Because if we're talking about the craft beer space, it's predominantly white, it's predominantly male. We know that.
And that is definitely here. So when I say live music, I'm not talking Anderson .Paak. I'm talking Eli Howard. It's going to be more local talent, or it's not the same. And when it is De La Soul or The Roots, I'm looking around like, who is DJing?
Is somebody tapping into my Spotify right now? Like, what's going on?
And are you going to play the N-word or not?
Well, there's that. Is this the edited? Oh, y'all are all in, man. Like, whoa, okay.
But that's what's hard though in these kind of environments is I want that ambiance, what you're describing is what I want. That's not here. And I think though that there is a desire to have, dare I say naively, that exposure. And I hope that that's the point that I sort of made around all the traveling. Like, it might not have been comfortable or easy or what I would have wanted, but being in these spaces has really opened me up to really being more human and seeing other people in different ways, and also appreciating the grace that a lot of people have extended to me. And it's really happened over a nice craft brew.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, this was awesome. I'm so excited about what you got cooking here. Fly Dialogue was dope. I'm activated. So I really appreciate you. And I do feel that there's purpose in all that we're doing. And I'm just so delighted that you reached out. And I hope that this is helpful.
I'm already trying to figure out when I can get out there, like me and my guy, Kev.
That sounds great. I appreciate you. Safe travel.
No, absolutely. Appreciate you. Take care.
Bye.